In this video, we are going to look at the prices of the most commonly used building materials: sand, cement, stones, iron rods, wood, and more, coming up next. Today is the first week of the month of February 2024. But before we get into the prices of the most commonly used building materials, I have this question from a subscriber on TikTok or Instagram. I don't know which of them. This subscriber said, "Hello boss, I trust you are doing well. I have a plot of land at Dodowa 40 by 100. So 40 by 100 is essentially like a half plot of land. And my salary is not more than 2,000 cedis per month. How do I put up a decent building for myself and my future family with this budget in mind? Your advice will be of great help. Thank you." So I want you to help me to answer it, and the best answers are going to be put into my personal video when I am answering that. Now in this video, we're also going to talk about the cost of hiring a mason and how much they charge per day versus how much you can negotiate per contract, because this is one of the most common questions I get. And with that said, let's get straight into the price of cement. Today, you can get a bag of Gasem 42.5 R grade for 95 Ghana cedis. So in January, it was about 92 to 94 Ghana cedis, depending on the location and the merchant who was selling it. And this tells us that the price of building materials are beginning to increase again. And you can get a 32.5 R grade at 89 Ghana cedis. If you want Dangote 42.5 R, it's also selling at 95 cedis. Simaf, which used to be like way cheaper, is selling for about 94 Ghana cedis for the 42.5 and 84 for the 32.5 at some merchant locations. Other places are selling the 42.5 are about 90 cedis. So comment below, let me know how much you purchase your cement for, which brand have you been using for your building project, and which area do you purchase your building materials from, so that we can all learn from it. Next, if you are looking for Seoul 32.5 R grade cement, is selling at about 83 Ghana cedis. Now there's an interesting news item on Seoul cement that we are going to be making a dedicated video on our podcast channel on, where they were evading taxes, which led to the prices of Seoul cement being this low. But make sure to subscribe to our podcast channel. I'm going to leave a link in the description so that you can check it out. Now if you want Jata cement 42.5 R is selling at 94 Ghana cedis, and you're going to use cement throughout your building project. Cement has a shelf life of 3 to 4 months of optimal storage, and so I would advise that you buy it in bulk, which enables you to get negotiating power. Now we have Secprint Block Factory and Colsam Plus, who provide blocks and cement. So if you want cement, I'm going to leave a link to their Instagram pages in the description below as well. You can purchase and tell them you are coming from Africa Building Hub. Now, if you want iron rods, then a ton of iron rods is selling at about 7,800 Ghana cedis. And if you want the individual pieces, 14 millimeters is selling at 95 cedis, the 12 millimeters at 85, 11.5 at 72, and then the 10 millimeters at 63 Ghana cedis. Again, please let me know where you purchase your iron rods from and how much it costs in your local area. Now, if you want boards, you are going to use it for your board work, like when you are doing your columns, your beams, etc., right? Today, they are going for about 90 to 120 Ghana cedis, depending on the type and the quality of the board, the length and the thickness and all that. However, a tip is to get, some of the cheaper ones, especially if you're not going to be reusing it. So let me explain. I would purchase it at 120 cedis if I know I'm going to now start my building project. So I'll use it for the foundation. When I do the block work and I'm doing my columns and beams, I'm going to use it again. When I'm doing my stairs, I would use it, and sometimes I might even use it for like scaffolding and things like that, right? So it makes sense then to purchase it at that price. However, if you reach like the latter stage of your building project and you are not going to be using the boards frequently or in future, then you can consider purchasing the cheaper ones. Sometimes you can get it for 70 cedis, 80 cedis, etc. Next, if you want the 2x4, 2x2, and 2x6, today you can get a 2x2 selling for about 45 cedis, the 2x4 for 65, and the 2x6 between 80 to 120 Ghana cedis. So again, please let me know how much you purchase it in your local area. Finally, I promise to tell you how much a mason costs. You are going to need a mason throughout your building project, whether it's block work, plastering, doing your staircase, concrete mixing, etc. Now, how do you price if you are new to like the building and construction process? Typically, a mason, a proper mason, will charge you around 150 Ghana cedis per day of block laying. And then a laborer that they'll carry along with you, they are going to charge you about 100 Ghana cedis. So if you have one mason and one laborer coming to site a day, then prepare to pay at least 250 Ghana cedis. And what work can a mason do? In a day, a mason should be able to use 2 bags of cement, and that 2 bags of cement typically should be able to lay about 40 to 90 blocks. What does that mean? It means 1 bag of cement equals 40 pieces of blocks. At most 45. Don't go too much, else the quality of the structure you are putting together might be affected. And so again, what does this mean? Let's say you have a mason. The mason can't be doing the block work and be mixing the mortar and all the things by himself. So typically he will need at least 1 laborer. So if 1 mason and 1 laborer go to site a day, you expect that they give you 80 blocks laid. If you have 800 blocks to lay, then it means they are going to take 10 days and you are going to pay 2,500. And so if let's say you are putting together a fence wall and it's 800 here, 800 there, 800, 800, then it means 2,500 times 4, right, for the 4 corners. And that is going to give you 10,000 cedis in labor if a mason and a laborer is doing it. And then you know the number of days it's going to take. It is going to take 40 days to complete. It might be good for you to, negotiate a contract, because when they come by day, sometimes it might rain, sometimes the cement, the sand, the stones, materials that they require might not come on time. They may run out of water, they will call you, the water is being delayed and all that. So typically for that 800 times 4, 3,200 blocks they need to lay, what you need to do is to negotiate with them. Tell them maybe you pay them 7,000 cedis for the block laying. And if they accept, you've saved about 3,000 Ghana cedis. And it's a good way for you to price and measure the rate that any mason is going to give you. Because sometimes they'll say, oh, for doing the block work of the house, they finished the foundation, we are doing the block work, they are going to charge you maybe 15,000. Ask them the quantity of blocks required and then use this formula to calculate. And if you realize that the quantity of blocks is less than the amount needed for the 15,000, then you can tell them you do it by day. And then you'll be paying them. But know that by day has the risk. When it's a contract, you don't care if it rains, you don't care if the water finishes. Once it's that amount, it's that amount. And they would even want to finish it quickly so that they can move on to the other phase of the project or move on to other projects. But when you're doing it by day, they tend to come a bit late, close a bit early, give all manner of excuses, especially when the delay is on your side as to why the work will need to be extended beyond the range that you want to deliver. I hope you found these helpful. Comment below if you found it helpful. Leave a like and subscribe and share this video with as many people as possible. Now, one question I get a lot is people asking me how much is the cost of land in Ghana, especially people in the diaspora. And so I made this specific video over here where I break down how much land costs to give you an idea whether it's overpriced or below price and what to watch out for. I'll see you on this video. Thanks, Bebre.